Hello everyone, welcome back with another math tutorial video. And today I'm going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. And what is polynomial? A polynomial is basically when you have some variable to positive whole numbers. You can have any numbers you want out front of the variables. And again, as long as you have a positive or a negative whole number, and then you can just have a regular numbers floating around as well. So here x squared plus 2x to the 6 plus 4, that would be our example of polynomial. So in the first example right here, I've got two polynomials I want to add, and notice they are in parentheses, so we need to get rid of them. And usually the way that I do to get rid of these parentheses is to think about there's being a positive one out front of those, and we have to distribute the positive one to each term on both parts to get rid of the parentheses. So I'll simply have a x squared plus 7x plus 6 and then 3x plus 2. This is where we now have to combine our like terms. So I see only one x squared term and I don't see any other x squared term in here. So which means that there's only a single x squared term, and now I look for other things that have x attached to them. So I see a 7x and I see a 3x term as well. And what you do is you simply do the arithmetic with the numbers out front of those. So positive 7 plus positive 3 is positive 10. And then attack your x, and we got a positive 6 and positive 2 left over. So we're just gonna add them together, which give us positive 8. Move on to the next example right here. Same idea, but now we have some numbers besides 1 that we need to distribute out. So the first term, I'll get 2 multiplied by x to the 5th, which is just 2x to the 5th. And then you basically do the arithmetic with the numbers out front and just kind of stick the variables on. So positive 2 multiplied by positive 5 is positive 10. And then I stick my x on. And now I just do the same thing on the other side. Again, recognizing now that the thing that gets distributed is the negative 3. Meaning that we will multiply each term by negative 3. Negative 3 multiplied by x to the 5th, which gives us negative 3x to the 5th. And here, negative 3 multiplied by a positive 6x. Just a reminder, when a negative times a positive is a negative. So negative 3 multiplied by a positive 6 is negative 18. And then I simply stick my x on. And lastly, negative 3 multiplied by negative 3, that would give me a positive 9. Remember, negative times negative makes a positive. And right now, I have to combine my like terms. So I see an x to the 5th term here and another x to the 5th term. So we combine them together, which is 2 minus 3 gives us minus 1 x to the 5th. So that would take care of that and that. I then have a positive 10x, subtract 18x, which gives us negative 8. That will take care of that and that. And I finally have my whole numbers, positive 9, just hanging out there as nothing combined with. So we simply leave that as a positive 9. Let's do another example here, maybe a little more complicated. X multiplied 2x plus 3, we'll say negative 4x squared. Let's make it 3x squared plus 4. Let's even throw one more, why not? So negative 6x squared multiply x squared plus x. Here's same idea, but I have to distribute my x to this first term. Here you can think of x as being 1x. So 1 multiplied 2 is 2, and x multiplied x is x squared. And same thing, 1 multiplied 3 is 3, and simply attack the x on. Move on to my next term. So I'm multiplying -4 by everything. Well, this is positive 3, so a negative times a positive is a negative. So -4 multiplied 3 is -12. And x squared times x squared is x to the fourth. Then moving on to the next term. Same thing, -4 multiplied by positive 4 is -16. And then attach the x squared to the -16. And last but not least, same thing, I'm going to multiply my -6 squared by both of these terms. So you can think about the coefficients, the number out front of x squared and the x is being a 1. So a -6x multiplied by positive 1 is a -6, and x squared times x squared is x to the fourth, and then I'll have a -6 multiplied by a positive 1, that gives me a -6, and x squared times x to the first is going to give us a x to the third. And now again we have to combine our line terms, and usually I do them in descending order, which means we look at the highest power first. So if you look at the power on the first term, those are 2, 1, 4, 2, 4, and 3. So I'm going to place -12x to the fourth as well as -6x to the fourth together. And right now we can also combine the numbers out front. So -12 minus 6 is going to give us a -18x to the fourth. So right now I only see a -6x to the third, but I don't see any other x to the third, so I just simply place -6x to the third beside -18x to the fourth, and then we are left with -16x squared and positive 2x squared. Well, again, we can also combine the numbers out front, so -16 plus 2 is gonna give us -14x squared, and that will take care of that and that. And then finally, we are left with 3x. So we're just gonna simply place our 3x at the end of the equation. I have now officially done my third example. I have added and subtracted and combined all the line terms, and this is kind of a simplified version of the polynomial. If you want to see my other stuff about math, feel free to visit my website. And if you have any question, feel free to shoot me an email. I'll be really happy to answer all of your questions.